Welcome to episode 3 of the Carillon Sports Roundtable. Host Alex Johnson, my lovely gentleman for this episode. Question numero 1. Rams won their first game last week, 7th ranked UBC. So now that the first game is out of the way, what's next for the squad this season?
I still don't believe that they're a Vanier Cup contender, but this strong first game, I do believe that they're going to do better in the standings in the Canada West Conference. It's just too early on the season to make any predictions, in my opinion. Their offense was excellent. Their defense needs a little bit of work. We just still need a couple more games to analyze their season.
Well, I just hope they do good. I don't really know much about them, but there's a couple hometown boys from Fort Capel on the team, and Matt Dagelman and Lyndon Smith. So for their sake, I hope the team does well this year.
I just got to say congratulations for beating UBC. Job well done. The next thing they have to do is not blow it. Last season was a 2-6 season, which I think we can all agree is pretty abysmal. And not all of those were completely one-sided thrashings. They had some really winnable games, and they just dropped the ball. So we got to make sure that doesn't happen. But at least we know for sure that this isn't going to be an 0-8 season. So I got that going for them.
Yeah, I was there at the game. I was covering it, and they look really, really good. At least their offense did. I think that they're going to be putting up 30-plus points most games, depending on who they play. But it's really going to come down to It's really going to come down to the defense. It's going to be a shootout in every contest. So if their defense can, play consistent, I guess is probably the best way of putting it. They have a chance to put some wins together. But other than that, I thought they looked great.
Well, there was that article that was put out today about Addison Richards and Tavon Campbell. So they're looking really good.
Yeah, those are the...
We've got some really promising people looking on the team.
Yeah, they were 18th on the scouting bureau for the CFL.
Yeah, that's something that the Rams haven't had in a long time.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right on. So, week 1, observations of NFL. From both conferences, was anybody surprised on either of these wins? Were there any upsets you noticed? And legitimate contenders for the Super Bowl. Can we even gauge that at this point?
I don't think there are any big upsets. I've wiped my mind. I actually can't remember what happened last week. So I'm focusing on the next week.
Is that on purpose that you're not remembering those?
I don't know.
Patriots lost.
Yeah.
To refresh
They're
your
moving
memory,
on. We're moving on.
17-1.
I'm lucky enough that I'm going to be at a game next week. I'm going to be seeing the Patriots play the Vikings.
Oh,
yeah.
Watch them go 0-2.
Watch the Vikings roll over your Patriots.
It's 56-0 thrashing as far as I'm concerned for the Patriots.
Please.
And in terms of who can win this year, there's only one team, and that's the Patriots. I'm a homer.
Well,
I will
say
admit
Patriots
this.
one more time.
Tom Brady is the greatest. I predict 57 touchdowns from him. He's going to break Manning's record again, and everyone's going to be happy.
I'm going to have to go with the Niners. I'm a San Francisco fan through and through. I'm not much of a homer as Matt.
No one is.
No one really is. You and your Boston teams. But, yeah, it's going to be a tough ride in the first half of the season. I think we can all agree on that just because of Navarro Bowman and it was Alden Smith. Alden Smith's he's suspended. When they get back in the lineup, they're going to be right in the stretch drive for the playoffs. So I really believe that that's just going to take them to a whole new level. The only obstacle that they're going to come across is the Seahawks. It's obviously going to be the Seahawks.
That's who I'm going with.
But it's always a toss-up when these two teams meet. Like, they hate each other so much. But whoever wins that game in the playoffs is going to win the Super Bowl.
It's fair enough. But it's going to be the Seahawks. I'll pass it on.
Well, I know just looking at the betting odds, I think the Seahawks are still the 2-1 faves to come back and win the championship again, which is kind of a really stupid betting odd. So smart money to be on them. I still got to go with my Vikings. They've been in the big game 4 times. They haven't won it once. Sort of embarrassing, but it's going to be their year. Though interestingly enough, there have been 13 teams that haven't won a Super Bowl, so maybe they'll keep that superstition thing going. Who knows?
Moving on to Riders news now. 0 Darian Durant. He's gone. He's done for the season. Now we have Tino. How do we feel? Do we trust him going forward?
Well, I really, really hope we can trust Tino, but he doesn't have very many games under his belt, and he's got to prove himself right now. This is his chance.
We have to trust in Tino. We have no other options unless we go with Dougie or Keith Price that they just brought in. We do have to give him 2 to 3 games. We can't, if he screws up in Hamilton, we can't just automatically say no, like get him off. We need 2 or 3 games. If not, Henry Burris is going to come back. And I can almost guarantee it. There's been a lot of rumors and speculation lately, and I have that feeling that this is where it's going to go if Tino can't succeed. So far, what we've seen from Sunseri is a really great pocket passer, but once he gets out of the pocket, man, he's not that durable. Like, he's a tall, lanky quarterback. He is a lot like Drew Willie. So in that respect, I think that we should just trust Tino.
Well, if you look at his family, he's got huge background.
Yeah, in football. His dad
Played
is...
with Dan Marino.
Yeah, his dad played with Dan Marino. His dad is also the offensive coordinator in Florida State. And his brother plays in the NFL. So those bloodlines are perfect.
Is Tom Brady available?
He might be after another bad week.
Shut up. Well, I don't know. I don't want to trust him. I don't want to trust anybody on that roster. I have one name that can do this. He's won a Grey Cup here before. We bring Kerry Joseph out of retirement.
No, Nealon Green.
Oh, no.
Nealon Green. Rocky Butler.
No,
He's
I
back.
don't know. I guess you have to trust him. I guess.
But he's only played 2 mop-up games. That's all we've seen, right? I mean,
Not really
it's
mop
hard.
up. Well, yeah, I guess mop up.
Well, if I was really interested in them winning right now, I'd say you keep it simple, but I'm more interested in the entertainment value. So I say you open it up completely for him, let him go guns blazing, throw the ball like 45 times a game, and just have fun with this.
They have the best 3 running backs in the league.
No, air it out.
Why wouldn't you rush the ball with Tino and keep it simple that way?
Because I like entertainment value.
Yeah, you're not even looking for the best goal on the team here. You're not even looking. What about this side of the
I'm
table?
all
No,
Patriots.
I agree actually with both Matt and Brady. I think that realistically, anytime there's been a major change-up in the Riders' offense, you see a rocky first few games. So I think we should take full advantage of this, understand that they're going to have a few losing games, try and have some fun with it, try and figure out the best formula for this offense, and if that doesn't work out, then send Price in there because he's a proven and outstanding quarterback.
But at the same time, you can also lean on the running game, right?
Not necessarily always, because they always tend to rely too heavily on one running back, and by the time you've failed to break the line of scrimmage in the first play, they have that running back's number, but they go to him for the second down.
At this point, are you not going to stack the box? Are you not going to put everybody in the box knowing that they're going to run the ball
Yeah, that's what I was
most
just
of
gonna
the
say.
time?
Yeah.
So at this point,
The other
then
teams are going to make.
why don't you
sincere
first
throws.
series? Why don't you run the ball right into the line the first time, and then they think, oh, they're going to either try and get a couple yards and then punt, keep it simple, and then you run a play action and you throw a bomb down the field and see what you have with him. I think at this point they're going to be teams are going to expect him to be super one-dimensional. Going to stack the box on him and let it fly.
Harrison. Same as Matt.
Yeah, same.
Perfect.
If teams are going to make Cincinnati throw.
I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens. Let's play some fantasy league here. If we could start an NHL team with any player in the NHL other than Sidney Crosby, who are we gonna pick?
Okay, right now, if I'm an NHL team owner, I'm not looking for championships. I'm looking for the most entertaining hockey team I can put together. I need 2 things, a mouthpiece and some goons. So my starters,
Bring back Sean Avery.
Sean Avery
Yes.
is one of my starters. He's my mouthpiece.
Awesome.
And I'm bringing back Stu Grimson. I want the Grim Reaper to be on my team to just go out there and drop gloves and punch everything with a pulse.
I got John Taves. Without question, he has all the tools that makes him the perfect player to build your team around. He is this era's Mark Messier with the talent and skill level of Joe Sakic. He has 2 Stanley Cups, 2 gold medals, and he was one of, if not the main reason, that those Stanley Cups and gold medals came back to him. The championships tell the entire story with Jonathan Taves.
I love Taves, like probably favorite player in the league. I would pick him over Crosby if I was starting a team.
Oh, of course.
But I'm gonna go with Drew Doughty, best defenseman in the league. Good place to start. Canada Olympics this year. Drew Doughty was the best player on the ice, game in, game out, and he's just a winner. He just wins.
Well, I'm going to go with an unorthodox choice, considering that I am a homer. I'm going to choose Torrey Krug. My team is going to be all plucky youngsters, guys who are undersized. We got heart. We're like the movie Rudy, and I guarantee you we will win a Super Bowl.
Definitely the
A
Super Bowl.
Stanley Cup, and because that's how fantasy things work, right?
You know Lord Stanley's been in his grave, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
He did that.
I like this. Good job, boys. Good. I think that's where we're going to end it today. However, I do want to wish the Rams good luck tomorrow against the Manitoba Bisons. Good luck. You can do this. I heard it's a guaranteed win, so we'll see what happens. But I'll see you next week. Thanks